When we're selling to larger and larger customers, we need to think about scale. It's not just about data center. It's even for standalone instances. Plugins have to be aware and mindful of making sure that they scale with us. Our ecosystem we feel, is one of our strongest assets, and so having that available to our larger customers is really important to us. So there are a couple of aspects that you need to think about for this. Testing with largest data sets is really important. It's easy to hack something together and just test with a repository with 1 or 2 commits, but it is important to look at how your plugin behaves when you give it large data sets. A suggestion that I'd make is start to measure things. Measure the execution times of your algorithms. What happens when you give it larger data sets? Does the time blow out, or is it constant time? Monitor the memory consumption. Are your caches unbound? Are you holding a whole lot of stuff in memory? If you're having to process a large amount of data, do you serve the risk of getting an out-of-memory error? And there's concurrency issues and other things of that nature. Techniques that we'd suggest you use and that we use in Stash ourselves. Paging is a great way of doing this, so you're able to deal with just small amounts of data instead of dealing with an entire data set. Putting limits in place for everything is really important. It means that you can have some amount of certainty and knowledge of what your maximum capacity is. Now, sometimes you can't get around the fact that you need to deal with a whole data set, and the way to handle that would be using streaming. That allows you to handle one item at a time so you can reduce your memory consumption.